and welcome to the Tarot Cottage. My name is Amy. I'm here today with a pick a card reading for you. Welcome back to my beautiful returning subscribers. Thank you guys so much for being here, and thank you for your beautiful comments. A big congratulations to this month's winner. Be sure to drop your comments beneath any of my videos this month. If you're new to the channel, if you're an old subscriber, be sure to drop your comments beneath any of my videos for a chance to win a free tarot reading with me as a thank you to my beautiful community here for your presence on this channel. I really appreciate it. And if you're new to the channel, as I said, please subscribe, join our beautiful soul family, and drop a comment below any of my videos this month for your chance to win. You can also check out my link for Etsy for a personal reading, or for Instagram, where we just kind of throw posts up there. Sometimes I will do a little mini read over on Instagram to give away, and I'll be doing that before Christmas. But for today's pick a card topic, we're talking about somebody that you haunt. Who is haunted by you, and why can't they release this connection? We do have 3 piles to choose from today. Pile number 1 here with the green adventurine and the magician. Pile number 2 with the 9 of swords and the pink quartz. Pile number 3 with the 7 of wands and the, I believe it's like a yellow jasper. So whichever pile or piles are calling out to you, there may be messages from your spirit team today. My timestamps are listed below. I'm going to jump into pile number 1. Again, today's topic is all about the person who is being haunted by you, and why can't they let go of this connection. Pile number 1. Hello, pile 1. You were drawn to the green adventurine. You're also drawn to the magician, and this is your reading. This is the Boo Tarot for anybody who is interested. It's very cute, this tarot deck, covered with ghosts. But the magician here, first of all, they're wearing this witch's hat, and I just saw sorting hat. So I heard of Harry Potter, and they're talking about sorting something out. You can also see this person is trying to create a potion. They're trying to manifest something. So this person that is being haunted by you, first of all, there's a lot of aspects in this card that keep drawing my attention. The spiders, there's an aspect of dreaming here about you, and someone who knows that they perhaps took the wrong step and are micromanaging that reality, that history between the two of you. They're trying to, or they have already figured out where they went wrong. So they may be very focused on creating solutions, if I'm honest with you, because you're haunting them because they could perhaps have seen potential. And maybe it just started as a communication cycle, because I'm getting a really strong aspect of that. And maybe they just dropped the ball. Maybe the communication fizzled out, or there was ghosting energy involved, but they are perhaps trying to manifest change. So you're haunting them. They're thinking about you all the time, but they might want to create change. And you can see that they're coming out of the brick wall. So there may be absolutely no contact. Maybe you even blocked this person, and they're trying to figure out a way through that blockade. So let's take a look here. Who is haunted by you, pile 1? We have the Ace of Cups, the 2 of Cups, and they're already emphasizing that this person would have been someone that you were getting to know, and it was very early in the beginnings of this connection. You were getting to know them. They were hoping that it would extend into a relationship, but they feel like they took too long, or someone in this connection took too long, sort of with the information side of things, with the communication, before we moved into a relationship. So we may not have even had a chance to move into a relationship. We have the 6 of Pentacles, and we also have the Queen of Wands. We also have the 5 of Wands. Who was haunted by you, pile 1? And this person still, like, they've really felt a spark with you in the past. And it wasn't just a fiery spark either. This was like somebody who felt emotionally connected to you right out of the gate, like starting to communicate with you. Maybe there was a lot of similarities to your story, but they really felt connected to you. But they're talking about the communication phase lasting too long with this person, and perhaps you getting frustrated with the wait. They are making the assumption, this person that's haunted by you is making the assumption that you moved on to other people. And that could be true, or that could just be a fear or a projection from them. But they are fearful that you've moved on to other people because they can't get a hold of you, or you've blocked them in some way. So it's very challenging for them to communicate with you now. I feel like they're trying to. I feel like they're trying to communicate with you now. Here is the Judgment card. We also have the Ace of Swords. And the truth is that one of the fears that this person has is the fact that they're too late. That's the biggest fear. And they feel like they stopped themselves from really launching themselves into it because of fear, because of insecurity, whatever their specific individual reasons are, because I'm dealing with the collective energy today. The reality that stings is that they're worried that they're too late, that you're already in another situation, that you're already in a commitment cycle of some kind. They could be perhaps assuming or privy to the fact that you may be a part of a karmic relationship at this time, or they're calling it one because they don't want it to be something profound for you. We have the Ten of Wands. And honestly, the reason why they can't seem to let go of this haunting is because they've felt the spark over and over and over again with you, but also in this consistency of reflection. Like they just keep going back down that rabbit hole, going over your conversations over and over and over. And even though they knew where they wanted to head with you, they knew they wanted a relationship in the past, they just couldn't seem to reveal that to you quickly enough. So this person just really feels like they missed the boat with you. Like they were communicating with you. They felt like there was a lot of potential, but something held them back from really springing into action, and they took too long. They feel like at some point you took control of the communication and you retreated in some way. And now it haunts them because they get jealous when it comes to you. It haunts them because they're confused about what you're experiencing and whether or not you even felt the same way, or whether or not it was all one-sided. We have the Eight of Swords, and they don't know how to create change. They want more information, and this person is trying to conjure up change. They're trying to manifest communication with you. That's what this person is looking for. But their ego keeps telling them, well, what if you're too late? And some of that ego, part of that ego is spouting a little bit of reality, because for some watching, it may be too late for this person. But for others, this person, regardless of what the systematic or practical obstacles are, this person's still operating from this place of, it's too hard. I don't know if I can do it. I don't know if I'm strong enough. What if they don't want to hear from me? Like they are trying to conjure up communication. They want to manifest change here, but they're telling themselves they can't. That may or may not be the truth, but they're telling themselves that they cannot. And as a result, they're feeling overlooked and ignored by you. You may be feeling overlooked and ignored by this person, which could have started this whole process in the first place. We have a very strong emphasis on fire for the divine feminine, so Leo, Aries, Sagittarius, and we have a very strong emphasis on Cancer energy here, Scorpio as well. So it's like fire and water. The two of you mixed together would have made beautiful steam, and this person was very attracted to you, but they kept you waiting too long. And nobody should keep the Queen of Wands waiting. Who is haunted by you? Pile 1. We have here, emotions were running high. And it does feel like this person sort of fell for you out of the gate as well. Like it feels like there was this over response to you. And maybe that's what made you retreat a little bit, because of the imbalance of the connection, or the imbalance of the attraction. This person felt like they were sort of out of their league. It's like they present you as like a celebrity type person, beautiful, gorgeous, and they're kind of nerdy. It's like they think of themselves as a little bit nerdy. So that might help you to address who this person is. We also have here, conclusions are within reach, and that's what they're seeking. In this moment here, they still have faith that there could be coming more, or there could be more in the future. They don't want to let go of that prospect, but they know they're going to have to be vulnerable, and they're going to have to act confident if they want to approach you again. But they do want to approach you again. And the truth is that this isn't an insurmountable situation. They absolutely could communicate with you. They could pop up out of the blue for you, Pile 1, because they feel like they kind of missed a really good thing. And part of them doesn't want to let that go. Doesn't want to let go of the potential that they are convincing themselves was there. Now, it could have been there, but that could just be their projection. But they feel like there was a lot of potential that they didn't get to see. And part of them is worried that that potential is going to fizzle out, or that you don't feel it anymore. But it could be a very mutual feeling. You could have just gotten frustrated with this person for some reason. We have here White Raven, trust in the magic. Number 66. And there's something about the collaboration being mutual. And they're also talking about communication, which the Magician, which you were drawn to at the beginning of your reading, is responsible for. And we have Let It Shine, the Peacock Spirit. Number 46. And this person wants to. I feel like it's not over for this person or for the effort that they're going to put towards you. Now, only you can decide if they approach you in the future what you want to do about the communication. I will say they are having a challenging time breaking through and communicating. So there could be somebody that was blocked here. Who is haunted by pile number 1? And why can't they let go? They are being strategic. They're going to take a chance. It says they're not showing their hand at this moment. They're going to take a gamble. Because I just saw the butterfly. They want this relationship to evolve to the next phase. That is what they're hoping. It's almost like they enjoy the haunt, if I'm honest with you. There's the butterfly. It says here, relationship evolving to the next phase. Hoping that they can grow in this connection. And looking at your photograph and missing you, making new memories. And it says missing someone, meeting someone new, getting back out there and setting the date. You can notice that this person has their hand in their pocket as well. Again, perhaps being strategic before they make some type of move towards you. So if you know who this person is, pile 1, the Spirit says you may expect there to be some type of movement or communication that does pop in for you in the future. But up until then, this person claims that you will continue to haunt them because they feel like you slipped through their fingers and you may have been the one that got away. Let's take a look here at the charm bowl, please. The last thought that this person had about pile number 1 in the bowl. Hermit, Virgo, Ace of Pentacles, wanting communication, wanting another opportunity, but wondering, there's the death energy in the bowl, wondering if they should take action. They're hesitating in this moment. Now the death energy is also them worrying that they're a little bit too late. That could be their fear talking when they start to make a plan, because I feel like they have a plan that they're trying to forge, albeit I feel like the plan might take them some time to execute. In the bowl today we have here, it's kind of smudged off, but it actually is a piece of cheesecake. So I think of getting together with friends, actually. So this could be a friendship from the past. They never wanted it to be friends, though. And it was never friendship for this person. We have G-A. G and A. We also have make, somebody who's trying to make something happen. We have Capricorn energy coming through here. An attachment, codependencies. How I feel about you makes my heart long to be free. So that could be an indicator for someone watching about their current status, but take that as it resonates. That's not for everyone. We do have the Four of Pentacles. And there's somebody in this connection perhaps, or this person who has a fear of the home. They could also be living in a different city than you in this moment. We have the Starfish and we have the music note. There is perhaps a message here about your name or this person's name being associated with a song. So please take that as it resonates as well. And the Starfish of Aquarius. All right, pile number 1, that's what I have for you today. I hope it resonates. If it does, drop your comment below for a chance to win a reading with me. You can also check out my link for Etsy for a personal reading if you feel called to. And I hope that you come back here and visit me at the Tarot Cottage, and I hope that you have a beautiful day. Hello, pile number 2. You were drawn to the pink quartz or to the 9 of Swords, and this is your reading. Who are you haunting? Who is being haunted by you and why? Now you can see here, this is literally a haunting. Look at how this person is suffering. The 9 of Swords is about overthinking, replaying events over and over and over in my mind, getting stuck in that loop. And this could be like a blame game of suffering where they're blaming themselves and then the next day they'll blame you. And there's just, all of these emotions are running so high. And I feel like every time they try to target and combat these feelings and the haunting that this emotion bring up for them, it's like they get jump scared. It's like out of nowhere. a thought of you pops up. Out of nowhere, a fear associated with you pops up. And so this person's stuck in this cycle of being haunted by you, pile 2. And they're not trying to, Spirit doesn't want you to internalize that, or there's no blame being associated with you in this moment. They're just trying to highlight the intensity, perhaps, of what's going on here in this connection. So let's take a look here. I'm going to use the Fountain Tarot for you. Who is being haunted by you, pile 2? And why can't they let go? We have the Ten of Cups, starting out your reading. And my light is starting to damper out, so I'm probably going to relight that, but yeah, I'm going to relight that, but it just went out. So that could be a lot of hope that wanes when they're in this cycle of overthinking as well. They may, sometimes this overthinking cycle may not allow them to have a lot of hope left, but I'm going to pause you for a moment and relight that candle so we have a full, beautiful light in front of us. Thank you for your patience, pile 2. Who is haunted by you and why? We have the King of Swords, could be an Aquarius, Libra, Gemini energy. The name Christopher is coming to mind, so please take that as it resonates. We also have the Four of Coins coming in the reversal. It was the Three of Coins as well. And we have the Temperance. This person is not very optimistic that they can get over this connection, to be honest with you. They feel sort of powerless with this connection, and I feel like they've been juggling it for a long time, this haunting of you. It's almost like they're getting used to it. They're getting used to the haunting. And you see those, even those shows on TV where people will live in a haunted house and they'll name that ghost and they become almost a part of the family. So it's like this person's become accustomed, because they've been in the habit of it for so long, to be focused on this connection and focused on what they feel like they lost. They blame a poverty mindset. They blame their lack mindset for the lack of connection in this moment. They feel like the two of you could have had it all together. Here's the Magician, and there's the Five of Coins. And this Five of Coins, you can see that it's like a person with a smaller version of themselves, or a child on their lap, and they're a feeling of like inner child energy that comes forward in their connection with you and acted as a trigger, and in response maybe they pushed you away in some way, or they didn't react the way they should have. They took too long to communicate how they felt in a very real way, when they should have taken on a leadership role, but instead they may have given you the impression that they didn't care, or that it wasn't a big deal to them. And they're blaming sort of their emotional deficits on their childhood. I also feel like this person is like really smart, almost to a fault. It almost feels like this person that is haunted by you is too intellectual. Like they overthink everything. That's why they're so good at this overthinking of the Nine of Swords. But they apply it to everything. They must have a very high IQ, to be honest. I'm hearing like a really high IQ, someone who's really intelligent, but their emotional intelligence is at a deficit because of their upbringing or because of what they've experienced in their past. And you may or may not be privy to their past, because this person might be a hard nut to crack sometimes when it comes to their past and their history. But they're blaming like a limited environment in the home for the reasons why they couldn't be more emotionally vulnerable here. And it's like the only time that emotional vulnerability came in for this person was after the fact, after the separation, and when the hauntings began. The overthinking, the consistency of that overthinking. They're also talking about this person, they're just said they get headaches. I don't know if that will help you at all either, but they're talking about headaches that this person gets. And it might not be in connection to your connection, but just in general, maybe because of the way they focus their energy, there's something about their crown that, again, it's overworked and they get headaches. This person thinks about communicating with you, but they feel like somebody in this connection might have a lot to lose, and now's not the time to do that. And so they just feel like they have to kind of sit in the bed that they made But there is this desire, like an exasperation almost coming from this person about wanting to return to the world. You know, there's this message about if you're a ghost haunting a house, you can't leave that home. And so there's a feeling about, it's not the house that you're haunting, it's their mind, it's their mindset. And they have to keep this hidden because of their investments, perhaps their practical investments. You know, with the sands of time, things have changed. Practical things have changed around this person and for you. We have the Seven of Pentacles. And this person sometimes tries to apply almost a logic to the thoughts of you. It's like they try to wrap their heads around the understanding of, okay, why does this person keep popping up into my head? It's like they try to apply logic, but some things, when it comes to the heart, logic doesn't apply. And they just showed me Morticia Adams when she said, you know, the heart is a wild animal, that's why it's kept behind a cage. But they may have applied logic to your connection or to the opportunity in the past that did not serve them at all. And the truth is that Spirit says they're kind of burned out with all of these overthinking energies that keep coming up out of the blue. This person may have presented themselves in the past as a little bit impatient too. Someone, I don't want to say a know-it-all, but someone who is really smart and who thinks they know it all. But I don't want to call them a know-it-all because I don't think that they actually felt that way. It's not, they weren't presenting it in they didn't feel like they were presenting it in a smug way, but they're just really intelligent and they want to share their intelligence. I will say this person currently could have a concern for their home or their investment, or they could be concerned about yours. They don't want to create havoc in anyone's life in this moment, despite the fact that their epiphany has come in. So they've had these epiphanies because of all of the overthinking. They had to have come to some type of conclusion. Of the Fool. And they just feel like it's too risky to bring their awareness to the surface. And so they don't feel like they can do anything but wait for perhaps the perfect time to clear the clutter or to communicate with you for closure or something. They're just talking about wanting to share their epiphanies and thoughts of you being a constant companion, but also the risk factor of being a constant companion. I also feel like there's an element of risk to this person just being vulnerable because it's not something they're accustomed to. We have the Seven of Wands. And the type of personality that they're showing me, and this obviously isn't this person, but they're trying to highlight the type of personality type to help you understand who this person is they're showing me like a Elon Musk type, so somebody who's really intelligent, but who might lack a little bit of emotional awareness at times. We have the Three of Swords, and we have the Death energy. And ultimately, this Three of Swords is heartbreak and disappointment. It can sometimes speak to third party. That's not for everyone, of course, but there is a death cycle here associated with practical elements for this person. And they just have kind of resolved to the fact that they may have to carry this weight wherever they go. Who is being haunted by you and why? But they've built a certain amount for themselves. They've built practical support systems for themselves. And what they've found is lacking is an emotional connection. And because they didn't perhaps have that as an example in contrast before, it's now that they recognize, oh, there's a difference between what I'm experiencing and what I felt. There's a huge difference there. You have here your commitment is being tested. And confidence is the key to success. And there could be commitment cycles here for the concern for the home and the Tower energy in the center of your reading. And says, don't let pride get in your way. We also have a new start is coming, the new moon. But the new moon, you can see this big eclipse of the moon. In the full moon, we're supposed to release. This person may have some things to release, or they may feel like you have some things to release in this moment. And they do feel like in the past, they let pride or masks get in the way of progress. They may also be afraid to look bad in this present moment towards you and towards other people. Who is being haunted by pile number 2, please, and why? We have here keys on a ring. Many options, stringing along in one night stand. And they could be fantasizing about that because of commitment patterns or commitment cycles that they are party to. They do feel like they have to hide their truth because of other people perhaps invested here. So they have the heart with the key. Welcoming love, meeting the one, feeling like you were perfect, feeling like you are what's being compared against. Everything else is being compared against your energy. On the search for second best is what I just heard. And we have paradise. That is their paradise. They're experiencing a lot of loneliness too. And I feel like this person is inherently lonely, actually, to be honest. They feel lonely. They want to enjoy you. This is their paradise. Expansion with you would equal happiness and joy. We have seduction on one side though, and we have hammer on the other. So sabotage, rebuilding, persistence, and working on it. But you perhaps act as a seduction to their mind or also to their environment at this time. Who is being haunted by pile number 2? Danger and boundaries, especially in money matters. I think of the Queen of Swords. Also, again, sword energy, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. We have here a torch, spiritual development, enlightenment, awareness, and understanding. And your energy, they do feel like you influence them enough to help wake up that emotion, to wake up the possibility that not everything is black and white, not everything has to be logical or feel logical here. We have somebody who is holding a position of authority in their life, perhaps even in their work realm or in their home realm. We also have June being significant. And back of the deck says well wishes, family wishes come true, the wishing well. And so there could be family units here as well. There could be investments that this person has made. But there's still a wishing well surrounding this connection and the deep well of emotion that they have hidden down there, that bucket that they have to bring to the surface. And that's what happens in this haunting, is that the continuation of your energy just keeps being brought up to the surface. Let's get a charm bowl for pile number 2. What was the last thought this person had in regards to pile number 2 in the bowl, please? Oh, lost it. We have the Eight of Cups. We have the Magician. They are emphasizing feeling a little bit smothered, actually, in their environment. Perhaps by a female energy or a feminine energy, just feeling not wanting to make another female energy insecure by communicating or kind of grabbing the reins of the situation and running with it. They feel like there are certain steps they have to take in order to empower themselves into freedom. And part of that could affect other people. And so they were really considering that and considering about what it would take to end the haunting, to bring it into the 3D. We have T and Y, and we also have peace. So there's an aspect of no closure here for this person, but how they have a certain clarity over you that they didn't have in the past as well. We do also, again, closure energies here from 2014 when it comes to the dine here. I think of Libra, the 10th of any month in October. Think of the Queen of Swords. You could be an air sign as well. And I always see like the DNA helix in here, and I think of the Kundalini awakening. But so this person could be very scientific minded or work in that type of field. We do have perhaps a relationship that never really got off the ground in a really profound way. And there could also be relationship cycles that have to break down in order for progress to be made here. All right, pile number 2, that's what I have for you today. I hope it resonates. If it does, drop your comment below for a chance to win a reading with me. You can also check out my link for Etsy for a personal reading if you feel called to, and that link is below too. But I hope that you come back here and visit me at the Tarot Cottage, and I hope you have a great day. Hello, pile number 3. You were drawn to the yellow jasper and to the 7 of Wands, and this is your reading. Who is being haunted by you, and why? Now the Seven of Wands, you can see these little ghosts and they're holding on to these bones. And this person does feel like there are bones to pick. And you can see the little look on the face of the ghost too. And it looks like a halo behind him. I feel like it's supposed to be the sun. And so there's an aspect about no clarity and being frustrated with that. Like I feel like they're almost frustrated by the haunting or frustrated with the lack of clarity that you provided. Now this could just be a scapegoat energy where they're today, because energy is only sort of in the present moment, it floats around. Today they may be kind of projecting outwards and projecting the blame outwards here as to why things didn't progress or why things are in disconnect at this time. But they are just feeling like there's unfinished cycles, and part of that unfinished cycle, part of the bones that they want to sort of pick with you is the lack of clarity. It's like what stopped us from clarifying how we truly felt. So let's take a look here. I'm going to use the Golden Girls Tarot for you today. Who is being haunted by you, Pile 3? And why can't they let go? Why can't they exercise your energy? We have the Moon starting first, Scorpio energy. So it's hauntings that's not even happening in the 3D realm all the time. It's sometimes happening in the dream realm. So you're infiltrating this person's waking thoughts, but you're also infiltrating the dream realm. So they're dreaming about you too. We have the Death. We also have the Two of Pentacles. And, you know, judgment tells this person, reflection tells this person that they should release it, that they should let go. And yet here's Dorothy standing amongst this beautiful archway covered in white roses, and the white is a rose of hope. And so they're talking about sometimes, some days they're feeling hopeful. Some days in this haunting, they're feeling limited. I feel like today they're feeling a little bit limited, if I'm honest with you, because I feel like they're projecting. I feel like they're passing the buck because they're feeling so much confusion in this haunting themselves. This is a person who is holding space for you, but they don't know how, when, or if they're going to be able to create change in this moment. You have Lovers, Gemini, and this could be an ex. This could be an ex. You may have dated this person. You could have had a full-fledged relationship. And I feel like in some instances, this person focuses on the good times with you. So this feels like an ex for you, Pile 3. And it feels like they focus on the good, but when they're focused on the good, they're minimizing their efforts or their actions that were negative that contributed to a breakup or contributed to a separation. Because the one thing that this person, they've had time to reflect upon it from every single angle, but they don't always do that. They have a big fear of loss, and they have a big fear of judging themselves harshly, if I'm honest, of being honest with themselves and other people. We have the Eight of Pentacles. This person is someone that you were building a foundation with, so there could have been a longevity to your relationship, or you may have started the process of like commitment cycles. They felt like you were building towards a forever. And I feel like they also, again, some days they're putting you up on this pedestal, and other days they're telling themselves that they did all of the work, or that they're doing all of the work, and this is one-sided. We do have the Ace of Pentacles. I feel like this is the type of person too that has communicated with you since the breakup and will continue to do so. Like they feel like they're going to come back and, I don't want to say annoy you a little bit, but they might. They might annoy you a little bit when they keep coming back. We have the Four of Swords here, and we have the Page of Cups. Now you'll notice that Dorothy is kind of resting. She's in this healing mentality. The Four of Swords is about a reality in the transition that stings a little bit, and Dorothy may be sleeping on that. In behind her is the Swiss cheese monstera, and there's something missing about their healing cycle. And what's missing about this person's healing cycle is them listening to their intuition all the time, if I'm honest. It's like that's what's missing from this healing cycle, is listening to the notes of intuition, which could be inspiring them to see things from a fuller spectrum, to see the parts that they play or the roles that they played in the disconnect of this relationship. Who are you haunting in this moment, please? For someone, there's almost like a feeling of divorce, just because I'm looking at Stan and Dorothy. That's not for everyone. Definitely speaks of breakups. And again, a long-standing relationship. And here's that Nine of Swords supporting the moon. This is the Adventure Time Tarot for anyone who's interested, that I'm using as a support. But this is, again, they're losing sleep over this. And honestly, Spirit says they kind of need to lose a little sleep over this so that they can gain a perspective. This haunting may be necessary for this person to see a full spectrum and the truth of themselves and the truth of the connection. They want to think or hope that there's going to be more. This person is hoping that they'll be able to raise something from the dead here. We have the Judgment. And for some reason, I always see Abe Lincoln here. Abraham Lincoln. Honest Abe. But that's the thing, is that they're not always honest with themselves, is what I just heard. We have the Four of Wands and we have the Ace of Swords. This person also feels like your connection has prompted them to go on the right path, or prompted them to learn from their mistakes and to go into a powerful new position. But they first have to come to terms with the reality of the role that they played before they can actually propel themselves into this launch pad with you. I feel like this person's going to pop up out of the blue and communicate with you again. I don't think it's over for them. Well, it's definitely not over for them. And they're going to make it so it's not over for you. It's like they're going to make their problem your problem a little bit. And you may be happy to hear from them. You may be hopeful that this can create change. We have the Hierophant. Yeah, because it's like they want to work on something. And in this moment is an opportunity for this person to work on themselves. For someone watching there, this could have began in the work realm, but I don't think that that's a message for everyone. There's also an aspect of marriage, again, with the Hierophant. And perhaps wanting to work towards marriage. We have really strong Taurus energy coming through. Page of Cups. Yeah, I feel like they're going to pop up out of the blue for you, pile number 3. We also have the King of Cups on the back of the deck, so Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio here. You can see that the mouth, actually looks like the mouth, but it's around his neck is this little tiny eye. And I feel like that third eye should be shifted, and that's what they're working towards. That's what Spirit's trying to work towards. This could also be somebody as well that's very practical in nature and doesn't really believe in, or doesn't put a lot of stock into spirituality, doesn't put a lot of stock into that. They might call this a little bit woo-woo. We have the King of Cups and we have the Ace of Wands. And there's the Emperor, Aries energy, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. Ultimately, all of this haunting is doing everything. The whole aspect of this haunting is trying to inspire this person to take some type of action and stop being passive. And ultimately, I feel like they're going to pop up. I don't think this is over for this person. And the problem with this person is that they have a hard time facing the mirror. And so that could challenge you in the future when this person communicates with you, when they try to create a resurgence in this connection. It could challenge you to not see as much progressive growth that you wanted to see in their awareness. It might challenge you to be able to kind of accept that new offer. But Spirit says that they will walk with you no matter what path you choose when this person does reach back up to you. But I feel like it's not over for them. It's almost like they're trying to forge a plan, but they're having a difficult time creating the plan because they're taking such a long time going back and forth between really observing how their actions created the situation or how it contributed to it. They're having a difficult time not projecting outward the blame or the truth away from themselves. So they're just having a difficult time being honest with themselves, which might again affect their ability to actually forge a plan and actually be able to make change in the future. But Spirit still says there's more to come. This person just tells themselves that the two of you are meant to be. Like, that's just the way it is. The two of you are meant to be. You have here balance, spirituality and practicality, the full moon in Pisces. We did have Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio for the divine masculine. And the very strong emphasis on Scorpio, actually. It says, you and your loved ones are safe. They are talking about a cycle with this person that perhaps repeated itself over and over in the past of your relationship. And we have here communication is key, new moon in Gemini energy, and communication's coming in for you here. It says here, don't let your past hold you back though. The South Node. And ultimately, when it came to Dorothy and Stan, he just kept resurfacing. He just kept trying to stop her from progression. And so ultimately, again, their haunting, the haunting that you are creating for them, or they are haunted by you, they're going to make that your problem in the future. So Spirit just wants to warn you about that so that you can prepare yourself and you can ground yourself to the perspective that you want to take so that you can express it to them and you can decide which path you want to take in this connection. Who is being haunted by pile number 3 and why? We have here Paradise, wanting to enjoy each other, expansion, wanting to move forward, joy, Palm Tree, stability, security, flexibility, growth, endurance, and Kisses, unconditionally loving you, giving and receiving affection, and falling in love. It's like this person, they want to work on it. They could be the type of person that does consistently sabotage their own efforts at times, but they are encouraged, or they're feeling encouraged some days to want to work on this. I feel like today they're feeling a little limited, and that could again affect their trajectory moving forward. But ultimately this person wants more. Again, it does feel like someone that you may have dated in the past or actually had a commitment with in the past. For some, this could have been a full-fledged marriage. This person that is still being haunted by you. On the floor, we have older woman. Dealings or relationship with an older woman. This does not have to be a female. It can also be a male energy. It's all about energy, nothing really to do with gender. We do have tense, temporary situations. So they don't think this is going to last forever. This is separation between the two of you. But you'll notice in the 10th that there's still a crescent moon there. It's kind of faded. But the crescent moon is encouraging us to make this a temporary situation by listening to the notes of intuition and applying them here in the situation. So we don't just go back into another loop, back into another karmic trench with a new opportunity. And they are saying that this opportunity is going to pop up within the next year, within the next 12 months. We have careful, do not take risks. And we have the heart, love, deep affection, and caring. Spirit says that you might have a really strong emotional attachment to this person, or you did in the past. So it may be hard for us to be objective. That's why they're asking you to practice that objectivity now. This person's having a difficult time with their task of processing their objectivity because of the deep amount of emotion that they're applying to the situation. So Spirit's just encouraging you to work on your own objective thoughts so you can apply it to the decision that you'll have to make in the future of this connection. Let's get a charm bowl, please, for pile number 3. What was the very last thought that this person had about pile 3 in the bowl? Oh, we got 2 out here. The 4 of Cups and the Devil reversed. Now, there's a feeling of apathy, of frustration, of a helplessness that they were thinking about here when it came to releasing the energy. That was the last thought, which is why I feel like it's limited here with the 7 of Wands, why that little ghost has such a grouchy face on. Because the Devil reverse is very sexual energy, but it's also about releasing myself from a limitation. It's like, I want to release myself from this limitation. I want to release myself from the helplessness that I feel. And the truth is, the only true release that this person might experience is by being honest with themselves about what role they played to bring them here in the first place. Oops, we have the High Priestess, but there she is in the reverse, and they're not accustomed to doing that. They're not accustomed to listening to the notes of intuition. There's a little bit of a stubborn energy from the Aries energy and of the Divine Masculine in the bowl, but that was circulating around their thoughts. Their higher self was trying to tap into them, trying to give them some solutions, but they were ignoring some of the solutions. We have a lot of charms in the bowl today. We have the big sun, so clarity, and the phone off the hook. So somebody might have blocked another person, but I do feel like there's momentum coming. I don't think this is over. We do have the Divine Feminine in full-fledged healing. We have her represented a lot in the Bull. There's almost a fear aspect of this person coming forward for the Divine Feminine. It's like you don't trust your heart space to deny them in some way. We have love, because there's beautiful love in your heart. You've got a beautiful heart space. We have O and N. It's like it's on. We also have the red sea star here of Aquarius and empowerment. We do have a full-fledged relationship, so you may have, this may be an ex. Leo energy for the Divine Masculine, and somebody who can't seem to claim their independence. Capricorn and butterfly of transformation. We also have the Six of Swords, so a lack of closure, and they may come forward with communication under that guise. They may say, well, we just need closure, we just need a conversation. But this person wants more, they want a resurgence, because there's the peace sign reversed. We also have here, listening to the notes of intuition with the crescent moon, and not the ego, because often I see the peacock plumes on the side of that crescent moon. So listening to the notes of our intuition versus our ego. And they're talking about creative accountability. And a person who's having a difficult time transitioning into creative accountability for what brought the two of you into disconnect. That's a lot of charms, I admit. It's a lot to go over, pile 3. But that is what I have for you today. I hope that it resonates with you. And if it does, please drop your comment below for a chance to win a reading with me. You can also check out my link for Etsy for a personal reading, and that link is below as well. And I hope that you come back here and visit me at the Tarot Cottage, and I hope that you have a great day.